Yes, I have to talk. On February 24th, an event called Everyone is a Poet, hosted by Sally Love Saunders, giveaway, please. And it is free. She will show you how to get in touch with your creative centers, transfer feelings into the written word. It is free, correct?
Right.
It is free. And she is a known poet. What do you call it? A poet therapist, poetry therapist who uses poetry to help people understand themselves. So it's a very great thing. There are handouts on this table for the Oakland Book Fair, La Promenade Cafe the first Saturday of every month, and then a blog by a person who was here before. So these are all here. There's some handouts. You can take those anytime you want. Well, not actually right now, as a matter of fact. So, we have a sign-up sheet. I did the obligatories. All right, let's see what we got here. Margaret Mead. Margaret Mead. Angela Lansbury. Lauren Bacall. Adam Sandler. James Dean.
Too fast to live, too young to die.
Henry. Okay, thanks. The pre-performers are not here. Richard Sanderell is our keynote. He will come up here and take care of that. Give him a nice round of applause and get it started. Thank you.
I'm going to read from Sherman. I'm going to read from Sherman Alexie, First Indian on the Moon. You approve?
I love you.
Right. Well, then we do have common ground. There we go. You've heard this before. It's called Sitting at the Dock of the Bay. Otis Redding died only a few days after he read.
Someone was talking.
Sitting on the dock of the bay. Otis Redding died only a few days after he recorded his last song. Otis Redding died only 3 days after he sang his last song. I want it to happen to me, for me. I want to die only after I've written the last poem. Those words which might finally define what I've called my life. Spent sitting on the dock, of Benjamin Lake, half of the time. Swatting reservation mosquitoes, interested in my Indian blood only. The other half staring down into the water of faces of 3 Indians who drowned here during my lifetime. One by accident, one on purpose, and one because there wasn't anything else to do. It's called The Game Between the Jews and the Indians is tied to going into the bottom of the 9th inning. So now, when you touch me, my skin, you will think of Sam Creek, Wounded Knee? And what will I remember when your skin is next to mine? Auschwitz, Buchenwald? No, we will only think of the past as 1 second before. Where we are now, the future, just 1 second ahead. But every once in a while, we can remind each other that we are both survivors and children and grandchildren of survivors.
Wow. Thank you. Love that. Great stuff. All right. Since James is not here, we have these. I'm just going to read the list of the first 5 or 6 so people know the order that they're in. We have Buford, then Sally, then Owen. It looks like the last name L-E-Y.
Yeah.
Z.
L-E-Y.
How do you say the first name?
Ann.
Okay, Ann. Okay, I didn't. Good. Because then we have Ann, then Richard, Rebecca, Stephanie, Matthew, Adolph, then me. So give Buford a round as he comes up here. And now you got those people around our way. So how you find poetry brought to you by yourselves.
This is my ode to political incorrectness. This is called Young Hot Shit Pretty Folks. The young, hot shit, pretty folks ride with me on the end Judah. Their hair all perfect in place. Women with their makeup all the way live, straight as a board. Getting off on Embarcadero, going to the East Bay. Getting on to go to the sunset. This is called, here's one that's a little bit more, I hope better. I'm getting old, but I still fancy myself with a woman. At 65 years old, I enjoyed conversing with, at this party with a woman 35 or so, I guess, from the Isle of Australia. She wore dark rimmed glasses, spoke with that syllable off from American, not anywhere close really. It seemed interesting inside the apartment with its divided living room. She and I spoke of special ed kids, my specialty, in Australia, hers, and her brown eyes gleamed through, though a little drunk she seemed. I was excited by this woman, younger than my 42-year-old daughter, who seemed a little nutty, but not in a mean way, but cute. Her hair mussed by drinking or life or the night where people party on Groundhog Day. And the couple whose place it was, a teacher and a paralegal, floating around with hats that looked neither boastful or too crazy to describe. The host, Richard and Kat, are stellar people, generous, cute, yet serious and substantial. The woman I talked to was smoking a cigarette on Richard and Kat's porch when I left, something my asthmatic lungs do not tolerate well. She was cute, though. Okay, I think that's it. That's enough of that.
All right. Thank you. Be a first.
All right, we have Sally, then Owen, then Ann, then Richard. Sally Los Saunders, take the microphone, or actually you may ignore it as you please. Since you don't need to do that, it seems. As I say it, Frank.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Here's a point. If you will be my Valentine, I will be your concubine. I wrote that in, what was it, the third grade. Oh, boy, did I get in trouble.
You said no concubine license?
Well, you were
No, but it rhymes with Valentine.
Right.
Yeah. Poetic license. Oh, yeah. Okay. I want to tell you that this talk, it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm going to bring in poems that I collected on the Navajo reservation in migrant camps, working with settlement house kids and seniors here in San Francisco. It's going to be a very rich program. So I hope you'll come. The church is at Jackson and Fillmore. It's right on the corner. And it's at 11 o'clock at the Brown Bag on the 24th. That's a week from St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day.
Waiting room blues. Waiting for the report of the mammogram. It's early in the morning, no one else waiting. Just me and my heavy breathing. Paper and pen to hold my hand. Knowing there are people sending me good thoughts. Soft blanket. You're in adjoining waiting room. My good luck charm. Waiting to hear about the mammogram. It's extra long waiting. Yeah. Clapping for Jesus. On a Saturday night while the rock band plays, the adults louder than children. Going to church, 7 p.m. Saturday night, first time, never done that before. Attended the cousin's wedding at a proper wedding time of 4 p.m. years ago. Their children are all grown, and blankets I gave them for gifts have holes and is tattered like they're married, she says. I remember going to the Grateful Dead concert when the music blasted and people's arms reached high to the high ceiling. This church service, or as it's called, the meeting at 7 p.m. Saturday night is like that. Clapping for Jesus while the rock band plays. No experience for me. Missing childhood days. parents, free day, would go to the neighbor's house and ask if Janice could play. Then we decided what to do right then. Ideas so fresh, like freshly baked bread. Now I'm a senior citizen having a lot of medical appointments. I have to book ahead, then obey the calendar. Wish I could just go and climb through that round cement tunnel under the road and make noises that echoed. I could feel the dampness in the cement around it, that tunnel. Had to bend over then to travel to the other side. Now I'd probably have to slither through while holding my breath. Here's one of the topics we did in one of my workshops. The topic was the silliest thing you've ever done. It was an auditorium, the University of California Medical School. I was the featured poet to give a talk on the healing power of poetry. The students came in wearing white coats, the doctors with stethoscopes around their necks, a dear friend with a silk scarf positioned in his pocket. The chairs all lined up. I had prepared and re-prepared the business briefcase by my side. Something wasn't right. I didn't know what. Jim kept pointing to my feet. Why, I didn't know. Then I realized I'd better look at my feet, which I did. And lo and behold, toilet paper was attached to my heel. So I said, and I had dragged the toilet paper into the auditorium. So I said, now that the ice is broken, and ripped it off. Sometimes I think about the toilet paper talk and wonder if I should again plant a long piece of toilet paper to my heel. Second silliest thing I've ever done. Running late for school, it was a grim winter day. Rush, get out of the house, into the car to catch the train. Had to brush my teeth, so I picked up a tube of white, what I thought was toothpaste, to brush my teeth. Yikes! It was white shoe polish. But I was so stressed from being late, I